Welcome to Old Man's The Swerve, your personal portal to the Off-World Network.
Yes. We appreciate everybody tapping in. As we get into this is an open to the water podcast. Well, shout out to all Key. Shout out to Key and Rasul, the whole Elder Tribe, and their new addition.
Congratulations.
Yes, we do have Chris tapping in this week. Shout out to Chris in the building.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Finally coming out of her shell a little bit. I know if anybody taps in from caffeine, you're very familiar. She's graced the screen with her presence a few times, but more so with her voice than anything. We're supposed to have a couple of people tapping in today. I don't know how that's going. We'll check that out because today's episode, we will be tapping into a few other things today, man. We're going to be talking about the Hitman versus Cassidy battle. Actually, if y'all been paying attention to the culture, we've been keeping in tune with battle rap for the last few weeks, leading up to this because the energy just changed when Cass came back when that battle was announced for Cass and Hitman, correct, babe?
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
Great card. Great card.
yeah, but the energy just surrounding the whole battle was amazing. I mean, the
Definitely.
face-offs, the interviews leading up to it. At first, it started off a little bit slow. It wasn't that much excitement around the card. I was excited from the beginning, but Cass wasn't on his usual promo run, and Hitman didn't do much promoting in the beginning. His promotion sort of seemed like a counter to Cass's, but for the sake of time, we're gonna move forward a little bit here, and we'll talk about a little bit before the battle started. Before the battle started, the crowd, the environment, things of that nature. Salute, my brother. Salute. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Noble. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. The 10 man has graced us with his presence. We're going to get him sound biting in and everything set up. In a second, he will join us verbally. All right. Leading up to the battle, like the energy with the crowd and everything like that, Chris, wouldn't you agree? It was people seemed a lot excited. I didn't know that it was going to be more people coming into that building because it seemed like it was a nice amount of people in the building when they started to get to the battles.
Right, initially.
Yeah,
It
initially
seemed
the
like
one SK battles, even before the one SK battles, I thought that was
Yeah.
like pretty much filled, but obviously it wasn't because it seemed as if people were coming in while the one SK battles were going on, leading up to. I got to mention his name. I can't touch on these for too long. There's a limited amount of time here, and I want everybody to get a chance to get their opinion and stuff out. I'll just give the lead up to each battle, but real quickly, Super Black wasn't that man, he got a name, y'all, and don't. I just want to mention his name out of respect on the platform. Super Black, definitely a legend, Southern legend, man. He didn't perform like it. We agree to that. But definitely a Southern legend. Shout out to Super Black being out there, even though he didn't perform the way that I would have liked him to perform. He did perform. Shout out to Super Black. Moving forward briefly, I'm gonna run through all of these pre-cards. If anybody wants to stop me, you can stop me, Chris. You included. I'm just gonna run through the pre-card real quick. Rosenberg Raw and Show Off. Rosenberg Raw came out and had a nice solid showing, I must say. Show off was underwhelming, a disappointment. That's all I'm gonna say about that. For 3 rounds, that was show off. You no, okay. I'm gonna keep moving.
I agree.
Keep moving to Ill Will versus A Ward was an amazing battle. One of the best battles I've ever seen in my life. Y'all get a chance to watch A Ward versus Ill Will or get the VOD for RBE'S maxout card. Great battle. That battle alone is worth you getting it. Trust me, the $30 that's gonna cost, it's probably not even $30. I don't know that the pay per view was 50. So the VOD probably is not even $50. Great battle. That battle made the $50 worth it. A classic battle, instant classic, without even seeing it a second time. Moving forward, Big K and Clone. I know I'm skipping somebody in there, but we'll get to it.
Red and Jag.
Orwell and Jag was a little bit further down. No, Orwell and Jag was before the Big K and Clone, right? Big K and Clone, Clone. Everybody knows it was a short amount of time that they were slated to go into that, but boy, Orwell and Jag. Jag, aggression, not a lot of lyrics there. Red lost his voice in a second. We'll do a breakdown on that a little bit later. We'll give it a proper breakdown. Big K versus Clone turned out to be a bit of a mismatch, I thought. Some people said 2-1 Big K. I don't really believe that to be the case, but we'll give that its proper respect as well. Now let's get to the meat of things. As we come into the Cassidy battle, we're off of the Big K and Clone battle. The energy in the room seems to be very good. Seems to be nice. Dear brother, are you there? Can we hear you? Mr. Tin Man. Okay, well the energy seemed to be very nice, right? And it took a long time in between battles for Cassie to come out and for him and Hitman to even take the stage. After they took the stage, it took seemingly a very long time before they even started to rap. The crowd seemed to be, I mean, it's a battle event, seems to be a very long event for you to be on your feet and stuff like that all day. With that being said, we get to the battle. Both artists enter the stage. It's not a lot of crazy things going on here. And when we get to this part, we actually see ARP introducing the artist. All right. And Hitman takes off. It's like he kind of stole on Cassidy. It's like he could have even hit his face right then and there.
Right.
He just takes off on him. No waiting, no debating.
Nope.
Hitman just comes in and start throwing punches. ARP announces Hitman and gets ready to announce Cassidy, and Hitman stole on him. Stole the energy of the whole battle. That energy in that first round was an explosion at that point. The crowd went wild. He had everybody's attention. Everybody's cheering, and he goes into these rhyme patterns, and Hitman is basically, well, here, we even took notes. I had to take notes to give this a proper breakdown. I feel like it was a great battle. I feel like starting out the beginning of this card was light, but I do feel like it stepped up quick. I thought it was going to be an underwhelming disappointment, but it stepped up quick. By the time we got to the Hitman and Cassidy battle, with Hitman's explosion, he started off with great energy right off of the introduction. I thought that was impactful tactically. Of course, Hitman is known for controlling the room. This is like stage 5 of controlling the room. Stage 6 of controlling the room. This is no rookie thing. Like, he took control of the whole battle at that moment by taking off first. Now, I started to notice as I was watching this with that explosion, it kind of covered up the lead into of a bunch of lackluster setups. Like a couple of haymakers in there, but it wasn't as crazy as it seemed in the room once we watched it and had a chance to break it down and get a good look at it. Initially watching it live and right there with the crowd and everything like that, Hitman was Hitman. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a very lyrical rapper. He's more impactful with moments, and he relates to the crowd, and he even thinks that way. Like I've heard some recaps and him talking about, when he's describing the battle, he refers to the crowd. He's like, the crowd cheered for this and they booed for that, and they booed Cassidy for this and they booed me for this and they cheered Cassidy for that. Come on, how do you compare these rhymes and this and that? That's irrelevant. That's for the people in the building who are enjoying themselves, who are having drinks. I was here enjoying myself, man, watching this battle. We enjoying ourselves watching the battle, and we cheering or booing based on it's not really so much as based on the bars. It's the impact of the moment. It's the way that you move. And if you're thinking about it, you probably can't even hear all of the bars in a crowd that big. What do you think?
Right.
You're not going to be able to hear everything with people talking around you and stuff like that. As Cass talked about in his recap interview.
Right.
Yeah, it's like to the point where, say it again, brother.
Said the audience, they talk too much. They make too much noise. So the artist is not able to really complete a thought or give all the emphasis that they want to, because the crowd is making too much noise. How many times you got to tell them to be quiet? Said, we here to see the show. We want to hear the artist spit their joints. Like, calm down and let's get to this, man. The audience actually needs to be like behind a two-way mirror or something where the artist is not able to hear the crowd at all. You just got to spit your fire, whatever you got, and then go at it.
Right. But yeah, but I mean, actually, what he was saying, brother, like he wasn't saying much. Like at first impact with all of the aggression and all of the stuff of being in the room per se, or watching it live, because we were watching it from pay-per-view at home. But I felt like I was in the fray. Like that's how much I was up for this battle. So I'm relating to it as if I was there live, and in saying so. Like if you go and watch my pre-cap, which is on anchor.fm, what is that again, babe? Can you plug that for me real quick? I kind of drew a blank there on my own joint.
Anchor.fm, and we put it out on YouTube.
That's / I think it's / Will Dawson. Or / the Swerve.
The Swerve, honey.
/ the Swerve.
/ the Swerve.
Okay, anchor.fm / not / Hold on, give me a second. Let me get it together. She make me nervous every time I'm around this woman, man. Yeah, I tell you, man. That's anchor.fm / the Swerve. Well, you can see the pre-cap there as well as on YouTube. Can you plug that for us without me tripping over my words?
That's so simple, honey.
Okay, go ahead. Put it out there.
This is youtube.com.
The Swerve? We want the actual channel.
Third Lane's The Swerve.
I like to hear it coming out your voice. All right, now let's go. Third Lane's The Swerve, right? And we move forward. After you watch that pre-cap, that's from the perspective of me being there in the crowd and actually watching the battle. So this recap, we've had the chance to watch it a couple times, break these bars down, as well as, talk about them over the phone amongst ourselves and things like that. And I even took some notes, so we getting into those notes. Again, after I got sidetracked by this beautiful lady sitting next to me, I appreciate you so much. Hitman seemed very comfortable pacing himself in that first round. He was delivering solid punches, but there were light setups. Like it was almost schizophrenic. Like they were disconnected punches. Like his hand wasn't connected to his arm or something. I really don't know how to put that into a better light, you know. But the delivery was great, so it kind of covered all of that up with the energy of the explosion of him coming out in the first round. When I'm putting it together, I just say like it was great delivery for light bars. You know what I mean? He delivered the living in a hotel line well. If you remember that bar, you know, something like you did the song with R. Kelly, girl, you want to come to my hotel, but now you living in a hotel. Like he delivered that like it was a super bar. With his delivery, how he said it, you know, but when I watch this back and I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, you sung the line. It wasn't even entertaining. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was for in the building. He's an end of the building type of writer. Like, it was for whoever was watching as a fan. He was trying to get the drunk people. You know how the old man played 3-card Molly on the corner. He tried to get the drunk man covered through and get him to bet because he know he got a better chance of winning. Like he's trying to pull one over on the crowd, man. And he's following that narrative in his interviews. You know, we get into the remix. He's notorious for this remix. Everybody's waiting for this power move. He does it with such a weak setup, though. The setup, like how he led into the actual shooting out the whip while it's spinning. I'm Super Wario. You know what I mean? I don't think you should have remixed that. I don't think that should have been remixed. I don't think that's remixable. Like it's an old bar. Like I never played the game, but I hear people talk about it. Like the whip don't be spinning. That's a whole different game. That's not Super Wario. I don't know. It's supposed to be Nintendo something, Nintendo Wii or something like that.
Super Mario, absolutely. Nintendo.
Okay, but the way he said it in the rhyme, from what I hear, those two things don't go together. I'm not even getting into that. I really shouldn't have mentioned that. I apologize for that hit because it's not biased at all. It's just saying that your bar was like, it was light, and you was talking about a Super Nintendo. You said,
yes.
So, when the last time you seen the Super Nintendo?
And that's the whole thing. When was the last time we saw Cassidy? It was supposed to be a dig. It was supposed to be a dig.
No,
but
that wasn't supposed to be it.
As you said, it was a light punch. It was one of those. It was supposed to line up nicely.
No, I
and
get
send
that.
them into the rope,
yo, bro, you too far ahead compared to this man's writing. I'm telling you that right now, man, because he's recapped this. Like that's very intelligent. And if he would have said that, you should be his coach. Well, you should be his. You should be his. What do you call him? Not a spokesperson. PR. You should be his PR. Yes, you should be his public relations and telling him what to say because that would have defended it a lot better. That would have made sense. You know, man, the only reason I used the old bars is because it was related to Cassidy. He's saying, no, just because I used they saying it's an old bar. Just because I used the old bar, like they don't say nothing about his old bars. Like that sounds so childish and tit for tattish, his response. You know what I mean?
Right.
The way you saw it, that wasn't his mentality. He wasn't thinking about that when he wrote it. He wasn't thinking about that when he said it. He could have played off of that. Well, that would have been, y'all shout out to Third Lane, man. I'm glad this man on the team. Like, you see how he added to something, man? Y'all see how he just added to that? Like Hitman, reach out, man. The email and stuff is out there. Reach out, my brother. Reach out, Hit.
We do consult. We definitely do consult. Yes, we do.
Yeah, because that would have been a dope. If he would have took that angle, that would have been a dope angle and bar, whatever. But on the breakdown of it, man, it was like the Super Mario from Super Nintendo, and he's in interviews leading up to the face-off talking about how Cassidy's bars are outdated, and he raps about old stuff. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because he got a couple of more instances with these outdated references. But let's get to all right. He had his light setups that kept leading into. He fed into some type of flow or pocket where he said, "More cash, my delivery like DoorDash." said ultimately he got to a point where he actually said something about 4, and then he made Cassidy name rhyme with forecast. Oh, he said, I seen your last forecast. And he mentioned Cass' last 4 battles.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, so therefore you beating me is not in the forecast. But the setup for that was more Cass, my deliveries like DoorDash. I seen your last forecast. Beating me is not in your forecast. Now, if I say that, I know people will say, like, listen to the way you said it, though. You didn't say it with no, it's not, listen, I'm not drunk, and I'm not sitting here waiting for you to act out and be animated and do all of this stuff for my enjoyment. Like, that's not it. You know, I watched that part already. Now I want to know who won the battle, so I'm actually dealing with the bars. I'm not going to put emphasis on anybody's bars here tonight. You know what I mean? I'm going to read them across the same way. Now, how does that hit you?
It doesn't go together. He just used the rhyme sequence to make it fit. But as his PR, I definitely can spin that article. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, in all actuality, no, the segue did not work for me. And again, it didn't work for the audience because you picked it out. And I'm sure you're not the only one who feels that way. It just wasn't, for me, it was a bum fight. I'm not going to even sit here and lie to you.
Oh, man, you doing too much. You speeding up. You speeding up too fast, bro. You doing too much. Right. We ain't even get to the comparison yet. All right. Chris, you had anything to say in there, or can I continue to the end of my soliloquy? All right, let me finish my notes on Hitman's first round, right? All right. Now, his light bars and connections and setups or whatever led into one of the best pockets that he touched the whole night, I think. He ended it, though, with another one of those lines, one of those old prehistoric lines in video game references. He said, the line ended with, I put you in a dream, Cass, pointing down to the floor. And I was like, hold on, the build-up was okay here. But this way you was taking us to, so you got to watch who you hang out with, man, because some of these guys, you know what I mean, you get in the car with them and they'll drive you right into a wall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, where are you going with this? Like, where's this going? I'm like, all right, I'm riding with you. And then you hit Cass and a Dreamcast. And I was like.
Because of the console, he went from Nintendo to Sega, the Sega Dreamcast. If you think that you beating me, you're in a Dreamcast. And what did we do to the old Dreamcast? We got rid of that. Nobody uses a Dreamcast no more. The same way nobody asks you for a feature no more. You're done. Your career's over with. He just doesn't know how to spin his own bar.
Now, I'm not going to wait.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
LA said his delivery was trash.
Okay. I mean, his delivery was better than the bars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, his delivery was better than what he wrote. Like, he could have delivered that shit. I mean, if he would have brought his delivery down, it would have gave the bars more impact, I think. But,
she ain't going for it. Thumbs down on this.
Yo. All right. His light setups. Well, I can't mention light setups because that was a pretty good setup that led to a lazy punch. I think a boxer would call it. You know what I mean? You was feinting me like you was about to throw the haymaker and a lazy punch came out. Okay, so his setups continue into a pocket that he got into that was like, you acting like you popped a Ruger. You like the 76ers version of Ben Simmons. Cash, you are not the shooter. I thought that was a dope line. That's my favorite line from him all night. Like, that was well put together, a nice bar, and that was great. That was great. If you would have wrote like that and consistently carried it out, I think it would have had a better, outcome, with things like that. Um, I feel like he could have stopped right there. I feel like they both rapped a little bit longer than they had to. I imagine it was unlimited rounds, and he was trying to counter if Cassidy rapped for a long time. But even if unlimited rounds, like your time limit is probably like 3 or 4 minutes. I feel like Hitman probably rapped somewhere around 4.5 to 5 minutes, if not just over 5. I didn't time it, but I feel like that way. But definitely kept me in the building, gravitating. Cass, I feel like he rapped for longer than that, like 7, 8 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure, but that's the way I felt. All right. I feel like he could have stopped right there because I cringed at the setup every time I heard it. I did like his ending. I did not like the setup for the castrate bar. No, those are cash traits. No, he started it off like a. How did he start that off? All right, if I remember correctly, it was. It was. Y'all. He said, "I will bust this nut." Something like that. And he was talking about what it is to lose a nut. And, that's castrate. So then he was like, is that one of Cash something another? Is that one of Cash traits? It didn't really fit together for me. I didn't like the idea, and I hated even saying that out of my mouth. I gotta go brush my teeth now and wash that. Like I did, that didn't feel good. Saying I shouldn't have said. I'm man though. I was man enough to say it. God damn it, it's off my chest. Overall though. Moving forward, I like the way it ended. He did some type of, you used to mess with, we heard you used to mess with trannies. It's cash straight. The whole scheme was messed up, but that last line, being that I know that rumor was out there years ago and there's some truth to it, it's been dispelled. You know what I mean? They come at you all type of ways, and I'm not defending nobody on nothing because I don't know what nobody doing their personal time. What I'm saying overall is that rumor was out there back in the days, and people who in tune with the music and hip hop, they know about this. They've heard about this. So at the end, the ass is cash straight. I kind of felt that line. I just felt that the setups was weird, man. The way you started it out. Again, I gotta go brush my teeth. All right. The rest, except for the curry shot, like that was a great line. I like that line with him saying like my brother ain't like me because of something. He's like, oh, my brother like me because he a shooter too. Like, no, you said something like Steph Curry. I'm like Steph Curry because my brother not something. He with me because he a shooter too. And I was like, oh, okay, I like that. That made sense. I like the sports reference. I like the way you put it together. But all in between that was a lot of bit of filler. Like, he was very schizophrenic. Like, his setups was trash. As y'all can see, I did an intimate breakdown here. It's not like I wasted, opinions and stuff like that. I really did a breakdown on this one. I think Hitman had a solid round. I think Hitman was Hitman, and he just doesn't write well. He just doesn't. Like, his strength is not writing. His strength is delivery and performance. So I feel like Hitman loses at least 65% of his battles. If he wins a battle against somebody who's a decent writer, I feel like mostly it'll be because of his performance affecting their delivery and how they spit their rhymes. So they might choke when you got a hitman in front of you,
Right.
doing all of these antics, and he got the room rocking and shaking and everybody
Definitely.
yelling and the walls is shaking. You like, damn, no matter if your rhymes are better than him, you got to have some type of fortitude to go up against that and still get through your rhymes and deliver them properly and stuff like that. Hitman's a force that I'm taking no credit away from him. Just like, I can't give him the win on battles with writing like this, like with the way he writes, because ultimately these are rap battles. So, or battle rap if you want to switch it around. Either way, it still states the purpose in its name. You know what I mean? This is battle rap. So I got to base this on the raps that you wrote. And if I had to grade this round in a recap, I probably graded at like on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 4. A 4. Teetering on a 5, but I probably grade it like a 4.
I would greatly appreciate it if you would expound on why you're even giving it a 4, almost a 5. Where is the calculation for that 4, almost a 5?
Because there was a couple of pockets that he touched in that was in there. The fact that they weren't connected is why the score is even so low. But and I'm trying to pay him some respect. Really, is really like, I mean, I can't say it was a 1 written. I probably would be feeling more closer to a 3, but I got to give him some respect too. And his Hitman, so I'll say a 4, maybe a 5. But I mean, I hope that doesn't sway your opinion. I like to get somebody to tell the truth.
I personally, I've given it the low score because of who they are. I'm biased because of how I like an individual. So I like Big so much, right? That if Big was to spit a whack verse, I would be so mad at him for allowing that to come out. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So I hold Hitman Holla to a certain standard, and I hold Cassidy to a certain standard. This, right, to me, this battle was supposed to be our next big Nas and AZ going at it for some reason. I'm supposed to hear the craziest things I've ever heard, the quadruple entendres, right? As you brought out, the way that he used castrate, the formula, the mindset that you have to have in order to use that, but his formula was off. So that's why that uppercut missed. It's like, yo, come on, did you really come here to fight, or did you come here with the killer instinct like we have with Scully? You play Scully, you gotta have a killer instinct. Ain't no, yo, this is my friend, or I'm playing my wife, or I'm playing my kid. Nah, hit a killer, be a killer. I'm trying to kill you. You gotta get off the board. I gotta have this killer instinct right now. That's what I expected. That was not the battle for me, and I'm highly disappointed in it.
Wow. I mean, it seems like you supporting it, your statement, and I respect your opinion. What about you?
That's what I had said earlier. The way Hitman sat at that face-off, he had better had come fighting. Like, don't sit there and
well,
give us that.
I think you're talking about O-Red then. I'm not sure.
No, I was talking
about Hitman.
I was talking about Hitman, but then
again, I
again,
apologize.
overall,
Before we got to that, I apologize. Can I hold you up 1 second? I apologize. Mr. Tin Man, did you give a rating for the round? I didn't hear if you gave a rating for the round.
The one that we're speaking about right now?
Yeah, that round that we just went through.
Triple, double, quadruple copperwood. Like, I'm on a 0.
Oh, wow.
0, bro. I'm on a 0.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
I cannot do it.
So Hitman round, you would give it a 0 on the first. Okay. So you
know what? It's just the difference.
No, you can't compare the rounds. We're only going off the one round that we talked about.
Someone who is new to battle rap, right? Noble being a conceptual producer, lyrical genius, and you having knowledge of this whole entire culture. Him saying a 0, you saying a 3-4, where I would say it's probably like 7.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
after the breakdown, I'm not talking about in the building. Because
Yes,
the building, like I felt
breakdown.
like this was a 9 round. Like I felt like this was like a 9, or I felt like Cassidy could not come back from this round. After the building, the crowd rocking and drinking and smoking and the performances and everything, I'm like, yo, Cassidy's not coming back from that. Like this is like Hitman did so much in that round that's his whole career he put into that round. Like he don't even rap that well. Like he don't rap. Like he's stepping up and he got some more bars in there and salute the Hitman, but he's not a rapper's rapper, if that makes any sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he as we talked about before, he writes for the crowd. Like he wants impactful moments and stuff like that. So you know, if you put him up against Cass, I feel like he's going to lose 9 times out of 10 now. I thought that he was going to have people help him write and everything, and he was going to come in there like Noble was referring to. This is going to be either the worst death that we ever seen, or this is going to be the best battle we ever seen. Like, one of these niggas is going to be the most outstanding we ever seen, or they're going to be such a great back and forth that it's going to be amazing.
Right.
You know, right? So that was his letdown, I feel like. But for you, I mean, me knowing Hitman, I know that this is the Hitman that people know and love. Like, this is Hitman right here. This is one of his best performances, I believe. And I won't say performance, one of his best written pieces of work.
Okay.
Okay? But go ahead, what would you say?
As far as written...
Oh, no, you just say it was a 7. I apologize.
Yeah, I was like, I did.
You said you rated it as a 7.
As a 7, but I'm new to the whole battle rap thing. I was just intrigued by the difference in ratings. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. For him to say a 00 because of what he does.
Right. Not only that, he's an analyst. He breaks things down to even different microorganisms than we do. Right. So he's looking for a lot more. Okay, now let's get into it. Let's keep moving, all right? Can we keep moving a second? Hold on, I might have a little bite for this. I think I do. If I can get on the right one. Yeah, I do have a little bite for this. Oh, no, that's for the whole round. All right, anyway. Back to the board again. We start with Cassidy's round, right? Now, immediately, it's something that I noticed, right? I felt that Cass was starting slow, but things started to connect. Like that, I don't know if he was getting comfortable or whatever, but the setup started to connect to the lead ups, and the lead ups followed into a punch. That's immediately what I noticed on the third watch. It's an extreme difference in writing here. I mean, it's so drastic. Like the difference in writing, there's this great disparity between them. But let's take it back to Cass starting out. My first thing was the visual. It struck me right away as soon as Cass started rapping. I'm like, oh, Hitman's doing the veteran move. He's cutting off the stage. He's past his half of the stage and maybe 25 to 39% more into Cassidy's way. So Cassidy only has about 20% of the stage to work with. So he seemed to be rapping as if he was confined, like in a box almost. He had a small space with where Hitman was standing. I didn't like it immediately from the recap. If y'all watched the pre-cap, if y'all watched the pre-cap with the live reactions, I did not like that. Immediately I spoke on it and I was like, yo, yo, Cass, like push that nigga back or tell that nigga to back up something so you can have your space to move around. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way I felt immediately when I watched it. When I'm watching it back, every time it struck me. And what happened was Cassidy got into a groove. Go ahead, brother.
I'm in agreement but I'm also seeing it as this is why Hitman lost, because he was preoccupied with performance. That's his strong point, as you brought out. He's preoccupied with that. So now he needs a stage presence. He's hoping that the audience sees that he's cutting Cassidy's stage off. So now he has to fight in the box. But there are some rappers who use the rope-a-dope attack as well as the boxers do. They go into that corner and, you know, it's the theory. You back something or someone into a corner and they're going to come out swinging with things that you cannot defend, or with a combination that is still going to hit you and hurt you no matter what it is that you're doing. So now this is what happened, because you cut the stage off. He took that little bit of space that you thought you was going to give him, and he wowed on you. Every shot that he gave you was something to actually back you up lyrically. You was not able to assault him in a manner in which the audience was going to side with you. He wasn't intimidated, exactly. He wasn't intimidated at all. I know I'm little. You want to cut the stage off? So what? I don't even need to stand where I'm at. But the fact of the matter is, you tried to get me in a face-off. I tried you. I gave you the opportunity. You didn't take it. You're here now. You're acting up as if you're willing to take it now that you got everybody with you, and you're still not able to take these lyrical punches. You're not ready for me at all. And he continued to prove it, even though he was ready. I believe Hitman was ready to go against Cassidy. He just did not. He did not use the other factors.
Right. Great assessment, brother. I agree with you as well, Noble, that but I'll put it into different words. It backfired for him. It was a great strategy. People use it. You know, you thought you was intimidating him or whatever the case may be, but it backfired for you, because once he started getting comfortable in that little bit of space, I mean, he performed well in that space. It was like better for him. It was almost like putting him in a small room. Like, because they say Cassidy is great lyrically in a small room, but on a big stage, he can't do it because it's too much you got to do to keep that crowd engaged. Like, you can't just stand up there and rap, you know. But he performed in that small room that Hitman provided for him. Like, Hitman put him in that small box, and Cassidy, like, he got into his groove with the way he started out, and the way he picked it up, and the way everything connected. Like, it was just like, I don't want to get too much, but for him being out of battle rap and not being a frequent battle rapper, man, that performance opening was great to counter Hitman's performance. And Hitman's opening was explosive because he just started rapping before the coin flip, before ARP even finished announcing Cassidy. Like, it was like introducing, yo, fuck that nigga name. You know what I mean? Like, yo, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it just turned into that. Like, they should add that into battles, too. People should start doing that while announcers announcing them. Be like, yo, fuck that nigga name. You know? Damn, we might have to break this up. It seems like we having fun, and it's already getting close to 9 o'clock. I don't want to keep y'all out here too long. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know when we get to a point where we can cut off, maybe after the first round. These breakdowns are so intimate that they took a little bit longer than I calculated. All right. So Kaz starts out kind of slow, but again, he picks it up, and I start to notice that everything's connecting. Now, we noticed about Hitman cutting off the ring. He confined to that space. You know, I thought it was going to impact negatively on the battle in a whole. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, this is going to mess up the battle. You know, him doing that. But Cass got comfortable. He started doing this thing. 30 steps, I would equate it to a solid punch. You know, and then he came up to you, rap about guns all the time in your bars. I really did time behind bars because that's what a gun gets you. And he swagged it. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, Cass actually, he digging himself out of this hole. Hitman put a hole here. He digging himself out this damn hole. And I'm like, wow, like that was dope. And you swagged it. Then Cass started cooking, consistently cooking. I mean, direct setups that all connected to the punch. One of the most quotable lines in that particular segment was, Reed had it in the car, but you had it in the bag. Now, for y'all don't know, Reed Dollars was a older rapper. When I say older, I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about in terms of experience, right? He was an older rapper that used to battle rap back in the days after Cassidy stopped, but then he stopped battling for a while, and he made a comeback, and he had the same type of run like Cassidy did. He had a battle that was all right, then he had a battle that wasn't that good, then he had another battle, but in his comeback battle, he battled John the Don, and he used to rap about guns all the time, and John had a bar, and Reed freestyle rebuttal to the bar saying, I got it in the car. I like the way that came together because that was a bar. You know what I mean? But he was in the battle. He said, I got it in the car. And it became a line that everybody was talking about. It became one of the most popular lines in battle rap in that particular time. So Cassidy quoting that line and then referencing the face off. Mm-hmm. You said you had it in the bag? Like, and then he went into that whole thing about the face off. And it was fresh and current, so there was no chance of nobody saying that his bars was outdated. It was a masterful strategy. Well done and well put together. Shout out to Cass, man. Shout out to Cass. Like, that type of thinking and stuff was
supposed to dig himself from that face off because you chumped yourself at that face
Tell
off.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah, because that's exactly what he was supposed to, with Hitman. Mm-hmm. Hitman Hollow was supposed to redeem himself because at that face off, he chumped himself and then you just came back and you just like disappointed us. You was really supposed to redeem yourself and Cassidy kept the stage. Like, we gonna stay right at the face off because that's where you tried to show your ass and that's where we gonna keep it at. And he gave it to him.
Yeah. But with that energy that he had from the face off, it seemed like it kind of bled into the battle a little bit, LA. It seemed like Hitman still had that type of aggression where Cass was cool and smooth and swagging on the stage. Hitman was trying to be all aggressive and, you know, this and that. Dream Cass. I don't know, like, you know, he even had a part.
Exactly. There was what's scared then? I'm not scared now. So what you gonna say next?
Right. And it came across in the battle in the way it looked because Cass was in his bag. I mean, no pun to the last bar with him saying that Reed had it in the car, but you had it in the bag. But this one is for Noble. All right. He said, I don't need your 2 cents. Shut up. I just need your eyes and ears. Mm-hmm. No? That didn't land for you? I mean, Chris is looking at me like I got a half a head over here. That didn't land for you? You understand that your eyes and ears is 2 senses, right?
Yes. But
and he don't need you to. That was like a triple entendre.
Okay,
he swagged it.
Get
cool
that.
Said it. He didn't have no aggression in it.
This is where we have a difference of opinion.
Right. I just wanted to put that in there. I'm not trying to overtalk you. I'm just trying to over accentuate my point. I want to make my I want to exemplify my point. Okay, go ahead.
I understand that. But the energy. Now, for me, you know, it's more of the aggression. I like the hypeness. He's very cool with it. And I'm like, it was all right. By the deliverance of it.
And I got to apologize.
Not what he said. It's just, all right.
I got to apologize because I'm being biased here. Even with because I said I was just going to read the bars, you know, and I kind of added Cass's emphasis on the bars, which is not fair to Hitman.
I mean, if Cass said it like you just said it, I'd be like, that's fire.
That's kind of how he said it. But all in all, let me just read it, though. He said, I don't need your 2 cents. Shut up. I just need your eyes and ears. All right. So let me just clear the slate with that. I apologize to Hitman, his whole camp, and all the hard work that they put in. I'm not gonna be biased here. All right.
Excuse me. Cut that out. We're not apologizing to nobody. They should have stepped it up. They should have knew what they was doing. He embodied them with that, man. And I don't understand. Yo, go ahead, please. Just read it.
All right. But how do you feel about that bar? Did you like that?
I like
bar?
it. I try to write bars like that because of the poetry that's in that. That's not a rap bar. That's a poet's bar.
Right, like spoken word.
Right. He's just using different genres inside to show his skill set. But in all actuality, you could say that that's out of place.
I mean, the setup fit the way he led into it. It fit.
That's why I enjoy it.
Right. All right. Now, Cass, as I said before, him addressing the face-off took away from the outdated bars theory, and he lead it into patting Hitman's chest. And I noticed every bit of contact that was in the battle, of course, with the excitement from the face-off. When I saw him pat Hitman's chest, I thought that Hitman was gonna, respond in some sort of way or whatever. Don't touch me, or Lisa, don't touch me. None of that. He let Cass do his thing. Shout out to Hitman being professional and stuff like that. But while he was patting his chest, he asked him, "Let's play Swear to God."
That's when he started cooking, I think.
Now, that was a punch. It was a setup for what he was going into.
Oh, yeah.
But Swear to God is a battle rap scheme that I believe that's Surf scheme. I don't want to misquote it, but that's somebody's scheme who's been this classic in battle rap. So it's very familiar with the battle rap community, and Cass is supposed to be so detached from it. I thought that connected him with the crowd even more as the crowd went wild and the antic of tapping his chest at the same time. Let's play Swear to God. I thought that was like, I thought it shut it down right there. He still kept going. And in the building, I felt that he got lighter as he kept going, but he really didn't get lighter. He also went into a scheme about meeting Hitman for the first time and signing his basketball for him. Like, you wanted the autograph. I signed your basketball. Like, that to me was overkill, because just like when I first watched it in the pre-cap, I felt like Cass should have stopped rapping at a point. Like, I felt like there was no need for him to keep going. But on second and third watch, I was like, oh my goodness, like, why you keep, like, he's down. Why you still hitting him? Like, he can't fight no more. Like, why are you still, like, it was overkill. I felt like Cass got the first round clear, and he just over-brutalized Hitman in that first round. I felt like some of that energy could be carried on into the battle later on, and I definitely, absorbed some of that first round and took it with me into the second round, as Hitman did when we'll get a little bit further. But speak, Brother Noble.
We're not saving nothing for later. Everything is killed now. I want to pop a Doc moment. I want a moment where you cannot talk no more. It's like, damn, son, I can't even freestyle and think about it. I can't remember no written shit that I had before. Nothing. That's what I'm looking for. If I'm battling, that's what I'm looking for. Every time I think about saying something, I'm trying to stump you to the point where you can't talk, because we're on a verbal battle.
Right.
You lose when you don't talk. You got to speak up.
Didn't he say that Hitman did some Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
Mario Brothers? So basically, he shouldn't have did that, because then Cassidy came back with Mortal Kombat. Finish him.
That's what he did.
That's well put. I like the way you did. And he didn't even have to use the bar. Like, he acted it out. Like, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. When I watched it, I was like, yo, leave him alone. Like, stop. Stop, Cash, stop. Like, oh, no, he's still hitting him with more. Oh, he hit him with the car. Now he's going to get in the truck. Like, I was like, yo. Like, what the hell?
He warned him. Hulk smash, man. No, there's no mercy in this, bro. There's no mercy, because when I explained this to you before, I explained to you that this is not what you want. You said, yes, it is. I said, okay, we're going to set it up.
But here
then
you go.
We have to face off, and I say, this is not what you want. And you say, yes, it is. I'm damn sure that this is what it is. Okay. Then I tap you on the shoulder and I tell you, this is not what you want. Yes, it is. All right. How many times am I going to ask you? Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is what you want. I got you. You're going to get this smoke now.
Exactly.
But you knocked him out and you slapped him and woke him up. Like, and what else is it to do? And you gonna body slam him after he wake up?
You gotta wake up, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up. You gotta know what this is about. You can't sleep and get a beating. Yes. When I was sleeping, my mom beat me and I woke up.
Right.
Yeah. Respect your elders, like, oh, you think you're a man now? You can fight. Well, come on, go outside. Exactly. I'm gonna knock you down, pick you up. Now, you want something to drink?
Yo, all right, the soundbite live after it for me. First round, Cass. Oh my goodness, great round, Cassidy. He, I don't know, Hitman did all this shit, but he still lost that round. Cass went in, and he rapped for too long. A lot of bit of overkill. It started to get a little bit dry, but
I can't believe he got
1-0, man. 1-0 in the building.
You was talking all that just to show that you hard.
All right, that was my live recap, live cap, if you will, of those first two rounds. I definitely had given it to Cassidy, and going into the second, and okay, we got to be fair. If I rate Cassidy's second round, I would rate it like a. Jeez, I really want to say 10. It was so well put together, but I want to give some room and respect to some of the rounds that I've heard that are a 10. So I got to give Cass like an 8. I got to give Cass like an 8 on that first round. Me personally, that's my opinion. And as we move on to the 10-man.
Drum roll, please.
I would say an 8 also.
Okay.
Close to a high 9 because of technique.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well written, well structured, and I feel like you're telling the truth out here today because you know I got other little elements of politics playing along with me where I'm just like trying to be fair to people and stuff like that, and you just like, nah, this is what it is, and this is how I feel like it is. Like if you mad. I apologize, LA.
You always tell the truth and shame the devil.
Okay. Let's talk about it then. All right, Chris, what did you have it? What did you rate that round?
A 7.
A 7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so coming out of that round, who'd you give that first round to? Because based on our ratings, we could say that we didn't even got to ask that question. We could say that Cassidy won the first round. So you rated both of them a 7.
Yes.
Side by side. So it was an edge round. It was nothing clearly set apart for you, but you edged it to Hitman.
First round to Hitman.
Okay.
Second round to Cass.
We didn't get to the second round yet.
That's what we were just talking about.
No. I was trying to make sure you got the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Just clarify. You gave the first round to Hitman on an edge, 7-7. That means a close round.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. That's your opinion. Now we move on. I don't know how much time we got left here. I don't want to keep y'all all night again. We may go over for a couple of minutes as long as y'all don't mind. Just to get into the beginning of the second round and set up for the next part of this that we're going to have to do at another time. But I felt like Hitman's second could have been switched with his third. That's the way I felt. I didn't feel like Hitman's second was like, well, first off, from the beginning, Hitman came out and I felt like he was overly aggressive. For a lot of his bars, for bars that didn't even hit like that and wasn't written that well. Again, in this second round, I started to see that his setups were not connected to the punches. The whole hand disconnected from the arm type thing. He wasn't able to use no elbows or throw a shoulder shrug in there or anything like that, because it was like his hands was just out there. It was like the hands was disconnected and he was controlling them mentally. You know what I mean? Like, it was like there was no hopes of throwing an elbow or a shoulder or anything. It felt like his setups had nothing to do with the punch. It felt like his lead-ups were just about different things. It seemed kind of scatterbrained, like all over the place. Like, he put words in there to make the things rhyme. You know what I mean? As opposed to fit inside of the scheme. And as exemplified in the first round, Cass did a lot of things out there technically, as far as schemes and setups, deliveries, double, triple entendres. He talked to him. He did the swear to God, the battle rap antics. I also missed the bar where he talked about I take rock everywhere I travel, as he's doing the Euro animation in that little box that Hitman put him in. Like things like that. Clearly separated Cass, and I carried it into the second round, obviously, as Hitman did, because Hitman seemed like he felt like he lost that round, you know. So I guess he felt his back was in the corner, so he just started rapping everything overly aggressive.
Yeah, that was too much, and
it got a lot of boos. And Hitman, if you ever hear this or watch this or somebody tell you about it or whatever, I think that's why you got a lot of boos. If you had like just slow down, paced yourself a little bit more than you did in the first round, you know, just slow down, and then when you got to the punch, came with the aggression, you know, kind of just the fluctuation, I think would have resolved better with the room. You know what I mean? With that being said, how did y'all feel? I ain't gonna go all the way into the notes because we already at 9:04. But how did y'all feel? Did y'all feel like Hitman came out overly aggressive? Did you feel like like his first bars were not hitting? The setups was high energy, but it was regular Hitman stereotypical stuff. You know, nothing even remotely for me stood out bar wise. You know, I really just saw his aggression. You know, there was a few one-liners as he got into it. He said something that I created the style in battle rap that you struggle in. Like, that didn't hit for me at all, especially because of the simple fact that Cass was battle rapping way before you. Like, and I wouldn't even say he created the style of battle rap, or there's a certain style that Cass did create, but you can't rap that way. Like, I don't know, like, why I understand why it got booed. I think he got some cheers for that, actually. I think it was kind of mixed boos and cheers, but I think that was, like, a terrible thing to write. Like, what was you thinking? Like, are you that cocky, really, that you can't give homage? Like, that's just how I felt with that bar.
My same exact sentiment. The same thing he did at the face-off, he did right there. He lost his cool. His chest was on swole. Like, put your chest down. Why are you so agitated? For what? Like, what's going on here? Why are you so angry? What did you eat before you get here? Like, he just he lost his cool. It's like he had something to prove. Like slow down.
Yeah, he was definitely doing too much in the second round.
Yeah, and the things that he was saying, like the AR-AB stuff, like talking about AR-AB, like people in the hip hop community, we've heard the story. In battle rap, we've heard people use that scheme so many times on him. Like AR-AB has came and did interviews. Cass has done interviews about it. Like I mean, like that's street stuff that has no business in battle rap, I don't believe. You know, Cass did mention Hit getting robbed and stuff like that, but that's not something that somebody has used before in an angle. And Cass could have went a little bit further and went to, you know, Hitman even being on Instagram with somebody kicked the skin off his forehead. Like, we never seen Cass in those type of pockets before, where he had skin missing from his forehead and stuff. or even a swollen eye. So, you know, he could have brought those guys out because those guys came out after the face-off, and those guys were on Instagram saying that Hitman is not that person in St. Louis, and this is not to destroy Hitman's character. This is just social media and battle rap as we discuss it. If you're going to bring stuff like about ARAB into it, then it would have been fine for Cass to have brought that dude to the battle and brought him on stage. Like, but that would be somebody who you really got beef with. So why, you know, go into those pockets? You know what I mean? I feel like you should leave that stuff alone. Or at least if you're going to go into it, make it lyrical.
Right.
Write it well.
Right.
Like, it wasn't well written. It was just to get shock value. You know what I mean? And you can't get shock value because it's been said too many times. So the shock value is gone immediately. So that was... I apologize.
It becomes a cliche. You lose your credibility.
Right, it's regurgitated, and you're using somebody else's idea.
Exactly. He messed up his street cred. The little bit of street cred he had, he just messed it up. Now you have none. He can't even save face. He just might have walked down the street with his head down.
We don't even want you on that one.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Hey, look. How did y'all feel about this particular point where Hitman is acting out at a bar where he's boxing in Cass's face, and Cass, you know, starts countering him, and they in that little space. Like, Cass looked real comfortable. He didn't look like he was nervous or afraid of Hitman out there.
He's not.
Let's go back to the face-off. What did he have to be nervous about? We already know that Hitman is just a person that grandstands. That's all. That's all he does.
Hitman told him that he was not going to hit him. So there's no reason for me to believe that now we're going to be on stage and you're going to take a swing at me. Because come on, bro. You're going to cause so many sealed indictments to start getting signed right now because they're expecting retaliation. What are you doing? You're not going to do that. So I would have been comfortable as well. It's just that I would have told him to stop playing with the hand. Because I understand where we are, and I'm going to take what you said seriously. You talking about you got a bag, you're known for certain things, you know, you brought your shooters with you. All right, so now you're going to stop talking with your hands, please. You can point at this audience, fight them. Throw those hands, you're going to get too close to me, I'm going to get nervous, and I know me. And if it goes the way that I'm seeing up here,
yeah, there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to play like that. So, you know, Cass does the countering, and Hitman actually gets thrown off while Cass is doing it. He kind of walked away, took a deep breath, and got back into his rhyme pattern or whatever the case may be. But I felt like that took a lot of air out of his round as well as the crowd was booing. You could see the frustration on his face, and you know, I just got to say that he was very professional in that moment because he could have incited something, or he could have sounded like he was whining and be like, yo, stop playing around. You know what I mean? Why you doing that? Well, Cass technically could do what he want to do because you over here in his part of the stage. You know what I mean? He was all the way in Cass's section. It wasn't like Cass was in the middle of the stage and, you know, you was playing around. He all the way over there. So technically, you could stop at the middle, at the halfway point of where we're at, and wrap your bars from there. But you chose to come all the way into his space. So, you know, the distraction, I think, is kind of warranted. Like, and Cass seemed cool. He didn't seem like he was upset or agitated or anything. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Hitman for being professional about that. I mean, something that I noticed as well in the battle, I don't know if you noticed this, bro. In both of these rounds, Hitman, like, was avoiding eye contact with Cassidy. Even when he was in his face, like he wasn't locking eyes. Like, you know how men, when I'm talking to you and I'm saying something to you, I want to make sure that I have your attention. And if you're not looking at me and doing something else, I kind of want to be like, yo, homie, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying because we don't need to go no further than that. You know what I mean? And it gives that real feel too. We know that y'all acting and y'all on stage putting on a show, but you can't look this man in his eyes. Like, you can't look him in his eyes while you telling him you will punch him in his face. We can't believe you. Like, if you can't look him in his eyes and say that, like, you take the believability factor away from it. You disagree?
I am 100% in agreement with that situation. I do not think that you have a leg to stand on with nothing. With nothing. I'm not, yo, listen, I might have came outside with a chair if I was Cassidy and sat down every time Hitman went to say it because it's just protocol. You just have to say something because you signed the contract. But I don't believe nothing that you're saying because when you had the opportunity for smoke, you never took it. So now I know you're not going to look me in my face. I know you're not going to look me in my eyes because I've already proven it. And you know I'm going to use it right now. I already used a little bit in the beginning. And if you say anything, I'm just going to keep going back to that. It's a house. It just doesn't make any more sense. Hitman played himself and he never allowed his pride to leave so that he can get back to the fight. He thought he already had it in the bag because you had something else in the bag. Nobody seen nothing. Nobody heard anything. All we know is that you grabbed a black bag. It might not have even been yours. It could have been another publicity stunt. Like right now, I'm telling you, I don't want to see him at all. You get off the block. You don't come around the block anymore, bro. Everybody.
He came out here pump faking.
Yeah.
You gonna get somebody hurt, man. Don't come out here pump faking.
Don't pull out no weapon and you don't use it.
Right. Right.
Don't pull out no weapon and don't use it.
And then you got your little brother and and if you're supposed to be that dude, this is also, you're supposed to be this dude, right? In St. Louis. You're not even that dude amongst your mans because when you told your mans to chill and to back up so that Cassidy could come back and spit his rhymes, they wasn't even listening to you. The people you brought here are not listening to you, bro. You're really not that dude.
All right, so we're going to skip through the whole battle then right quick. We'll come back in the second part of this recap, and we'll just skim through the whole battle right quick. So we get through the second round. Hitman finishes his round. There's a lot of boos and reaction. I don't really want to point that out. I wasn't supposed to mention that at all because we have a bar breakdown, but I just want to give a quick analysis of how this round went. Cass came out in the second round. He wasn't much better. I thought he started out cooking a little bit early in the second round. He started to get booed as well as he continued on. I don't think a lot of it was deserving of being booed, but nonetheless, he was booed, just to be fair. I thought that Cass definitely rapped better than Hitman in the building. But I thought that these rounds were close in the building. But after breaking it down second and third time, Cass had way too much for Hitman in that second round as well. Was Cass great in that second round? No, he wasn't. It was definitely a drop-off from the first round. You know, we not going to play around. You know, I felt like it was a drop-off from the first round. I felt like that round was debatable to me. And I felt like at the end of it, again, I'm talking about the pre-cap. This is me watching it first watch. I felt that Cass, could have lost that round. Now, after I went back and we fast forward now to the recap, I feel like after analyzing these bars and breaking these things down, as we'll go into in the second part, I feel like Cass clearly won the second round. Yes, I still feel like it was a drop-off from his first, but I got Cass clearly winning the second round. If I had to rate that second round, I'll probably rate it at like a 6. Probably like a 6, 5.5 to a 6 on the second round. Probably. That's probably what I would rate it 6. Yeah, better than Hitman's round. What sayeth you, Mr. Tin Man? And Lady LA.
Thumbs down.
Wah, 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 wah.
Started getting into bum fighting.
Yeah.
For sure.
You felt like it was a bum fight at that point?
And I was ready to fast forward. If I wasn't under obligation to watch it, under your instruction, I would not have watched it. I would have fast forwarded,
Wow.
kept on going, skip until I hear something that I like. Because right now, this is where the performance and the bars is not adding up with the name. It's not adding up with the prestige. It's not adding up with the hype of the battle. So I'm no longer interested.
I agree with you.
I got
Definitely
you.
Second round.
I got you.
Exactly
I
how
got
I
you.
felt.
But if you had to rate it, somebody got a gun to your head, and you got to rate the 2 rounds, you got to pick a winner.
Come on, Tin Man.
Who do you pick as a winner?
Yo, man. Yo, listen, man.
Rock, paper,
Paper, rock, scissors.
I agree, LA.
That's how I
agree
felt.
with you too.
Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all only watched this one time, right?
Kind of,
Y'all only watched this one time. Y'all couldn't bear to watch it a second time, or like, what? Let me just ask that question because it seemed like y'all got a lot of first watch reactions. Like even when I'm saying some of the bars back, it seemed like you kind of read the bars are registering a little bit better, hearing them a second or a third time.
Because I'm not interested in what you're saying anymore because the last 5 bars was trash. It's like, all right,
I got you.
Pick up. Like, where you going? It's like watching a slow movie. You know that it's a good storyline behind it, but it's just taking too long to get to it, man. Like, this is supposed to be action, Bruce Willis, somebody jumping out the window, airplane, parachutes. I'm supposed to be like, basically the whole round. I mean, yeah, every time somebody says something, it's supposed to be like a Joe Button. That you're not wasting no time, no air. Every bar, every line, every word is a knockout because of who they are. They did not deliver. I no longer want to, like, we could have picked another card. We could have had Mook and Imp battle until they signed up again and got their bearings together. It just was not working for me.
I was more impressed at the face-off.
So you were more you like the face off better than the battle?
Yes. To me, that
okay,
worked
now all right, y'all. This second round, we gotta pick somebody and we gotta rate that person's performance. Now, which one?
I'm setting precedence with a draw.
You saying either or? You stick with that?
I'm sticking with a draw.
Okay, that's how I felt in the building. I felt like it was either or in the building, but I kind of edged it to Hitman in the building. But afterwards, after the breakdown, we didn't get to that breakdown yet. So, I'm taking that.
I had Cass in the second round.
You had Cassidy in the second round. And what would you rate his performance in the second round without going through the bars from memory?
Like a 6.
About a 6? That's what I rated him at. So, I got it 2-0 going into the third. You got it 1-1
going into the third.
You got it 1-1 going into the third. All right, we open up the third. Hitman starts off with a slow rebuttal talking about Cassidy, his first meeting with Cassidy, talking about how he won a battle rap tournament and he told Cass he ready to battle now, which he was only 16 years old. Right. And it kind of sounded like you were 16 years old when you wrote that to me. But I don't know. That's just me. And some 16-year-olds could write. I know when I was 16, I could write. But I mean, maybe we should go a little further back before you used a pencil when it was a crayon or something to write that. I don't know. No disrespect intended, but that was light, the way it was written, the way it was structured. I felt Hitman's whole third round was light. Like it was very light. Like he came out with the antics, and I'll get to those in a second. But just the structure of his writing, minus those, bringing somebody onto the stage, because as we talked about earlier, even if you bring somebody onto the stage, they're not supposed to overshadow the person that's getting paid to be here. So if you using bringing Nick Cannon out as a reason why you won that round, you're mistaken, buddy. If you think having your brother come on stage and act a fool is a reason, that's actually, I took points away for him doing the stuff that he did, for Show Out doing the stuff that he did.
That's how I know that he believed he lost.
No, but he brings his brother out during every big battle. This is a natural thing that battle rap is used to. So we waiting to see him come out, but we never seen him come out and rap with Hitman. Like they was in a 2-on-2. They was finishing each other bars. They was doing a back and forth. And as I broke that down, like they both was light when they was doing the back and forth. And then in the second or third watch, when I watched it, like the bars were not impactful. I was just affected by the energy of saying, oh, okay, Show Out is here. All right, he is going to rap. Oh, these niggas is rapping? Like that was a little bit of energy with it. But then, I just want to defend Show Out before we get into it, unless you wanted to speak on that, bro.
I'm saying that if I'm being strategic and I'm in this battle, what he used would have been my plan B in order for me to win the crowd back type thing. But if I'm smoking your boots by myself, and
it's
I
bad
feel
for you to bring somebody else out.
I won the second round too, and now I'm bringing other people in here. Come on, what are you doing? This is not hit 'em up. You don't need the Outlaws right now. You feel that you're winning, so you keep smoking his boots on a dolo mission. It's your battle rap against his battle rap. That's what this is. This is not WWF where you're supposed to have all these, like you brought out.
Tag them in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what this is for, man. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is straight, no gloves,
bare knuckles.
Get it. It's you and me.
I got you. Now, this is why I said that Hitman's third probably should have been his second. I wasn't necessarily thinking along those terms when you said it, but that does look bad to bring him out in the third round. It looks like, okay, especially if the other person is up. After he knew he lost the first round, he should have switched his third with his second. You know what I mean? He should have been able to do that. Maybe they weren't prepared for that. Maybe Nick Cannon wasn't on place, because the way that Nick Cannon came out, it was bad. Like, he came out after the fray. Like, they still had to say it 3 times. Well, anyway, before I get to all of that, Show Out comes out. He acts out his bars. He runs over to Cassidy to go into his face. Cassidy's security steps in front of him. They have a little bit of arguing, a back and forth. Hitman's whole team comes all the way across the stage. ARP and security have to get in between. Cassidy's reaching around the security guard, like arguing with him, whatever. I don't know, whatever that is. Can you please put that that statement that you said earlier into this conversation, please? What'd you say Cassidy looked like?
Oh, I said his feminine
Go ahead.
swing.
You said it was something to the effect of feminine
was
swinging.
very
I'd just like to put out a disclosure. The sentiments of everybody that's on this show is not directly the sentiments of the host, just so that you know. Okay? Everybody has a right to have their own opinion and verbalize it. I just wanted to make sure that, shout out to the Swerve. All right. Yeah, Cassidy does all of that. And
Giving a disclaimer, man. Oh, man.
Yeah. But with that being said, Cass gets pulled off of the stage. Now, at first watch, I didn't see all of the arms reaching around him and grabbing him. I kind of felt like Cass had dipped out and didn't want to smoke. That's kind of what it felt like at the time. I was like, this looked bad. Like, where Cass at? Like, Hitman and all his niggas is all over the stage like they home. I seen people getting up out of the crowd onto the stage.
Yeah, right.
Like, is it smoke? Like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And Hitman tried to tell him to calm down. Yo, I'm just trying to get paid. I'm trying to get paid. There was a lot of money at stake. Like, this is what I wanted to say about all of this. Show Out, I understood the energy. This man had a bar about your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather. Like, he rapped about all of that in the second round. Like, he had one bar in that second round. We didn't get to go to the bar breakdown, where he said to Hitman, what are you on this stage for? Sitting you be visiting your mother? Like, a lot of people who not into battle rap would not know the double, possibly triple entendre in that. Hitman's mother has stage 4 cancer. So it was like him talking about his mother, like, and Show had to sit there and listen to that on the side. So I could understand why he's, you know what I mean? That's a serious thing to be talking about. And I had to watch you in the face off.
That's why he left.
You know what I mean? It was a lot of things. So when Show Out came over there, I understand the aggression. But for me being Hitman, like you said before, everybody's here because of me. I'm getting paid. He got paid over 70 for that battle. I can't give you the exact amount, but I know he got over $70,000 to battle Cassidy. You know what I mean? Now in this battle, you got people passing you to go over there to the person that you're battling. You can't control that. Like you can't, like you don't tell your brother like, yo, bro, we gonna do our thing, but you don't pass me. You make sure you stay on our side. You know, we can't mess up the money.
I ain't got to tell my people nothing. They already know this. It's understood. We've been doing this how long now? How long have we been banging together? We already know what movement and what is that is not going to happen around here, right? No smoke is happening unless I swing first. If I don't swing, ain't nobody swinging. It's already understood. So now, why are you coming from all the way over here, going all the way over there? What are you going over there for?
To antagonize the situation.
Right, you didn't go to swing because you didn't swing. You didn't have any weapons. You're just in people's face, exasperating them for no reason. If you don't take your tail back on the other side of the stage, I don't even know why you up here, really. You should be in the crowd somewhere downstairs. But come on now.
Right.
Come on.
Right. And that was way too much. I understand the energy and stuff like that, but you gotta hold that till you get outside. Like if you said something on that stage that I felt like was too much, and I'm not finna mess up my brother bag. I'm not even finna comment or whatever about it. Like I'm like, all right, I might say something like, yo, we go outside, I gotta see this nigga. Like I gotta talk to him. You know what I mean? However it turned out, but we might have to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you was battling and y'all was getting money, but dog, you mentioned my mother, and you know my mother's sick. Like, what that be about? You know what I mean? We might have to have that conversation, but the stage was the wrong place for it. Hitman definitely lost points for that, and it messed up his next prop. Like because it was scheduled to bring Nick Cannon out shortly after that, but now with all of the fray, they had to do their little back and forth again, and you got a second chance to hear how bad it was. And then they messed it up and they had to do it a third time. And I don't know if they had to do it the third time because Nick Cannon was on stage and you know his security's going to whisk him off stage with all of this chaos. So he got whisked off stage. So now you and your brother are getting back into it and Nick is not back into position yet. So now you probably got to stop and do it a third time.
That was just bad. Just
for the timing. And then you tell Nick, you do this whack ass setup. I'm going to be straight blatant with this one, bro. Like, you do this whack-ass setup telling Cash, you ask me why Nick Cannon don't come to none of my battles. Why don't you ask him yourself? And then Nick walks out. Like, but the setup, there was no bars there. Like, it actually, Nick coming on stage overshadowed your bars. And when he come on stage, he gave Cassidy a pound and a hug.
Game over.
Like this whole thing backfired. And you had no bars. You had nothing that stood out to me in that third round that I could say, oh yeah, Hitman's a professional. I mean, there is a breakdown here and there is some stuff. He got back into the AR rap stuff again, which he should have left that alone the first time. You know what I mean? It might have been something in there somewhere, but I wasn't feeling it. Like not in that second round, in that third round. Anybody? Was there anything were you feeling the show out where he brought his brother out, Tim Man? Were you feeling when he brought Nick Cannon out? Did you have a different impression of his third round? Like for you, Chris, for you, LA, like what's going on here?
He looked worse to me.
Right.
Exactly. I wasn't impressed, and you just further humiliated yourself. Like there's no coming back. You tarnishing your image. You messing up your brand. Like I don't know what look he really going for.
Right
He
at
pulled
that
him
point.
out. He tried to jump him. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't fitting. And you took as Shy brought out earlier. He's a performer. So everything that he's thinking about is how he's going to perform it and please the audience. Cass threw him off because Cass really came with some bars, and it was the truth that you could not dispute. You couldn't freestyle it. You couldn't put a gun to that. You couldn't stop what he was saying. That you could do or say that was pleasing to my ears to get me to say, all right, now you back on track. You're just spitting rhetoric right now because you're under a contract and you have to fulfill your contract. But you're not saying anything that's remotely impressive or catching my eye or even causing me to want to go right. I'm not even inspired to go right myself to be like, yo, that was dope. All right. At least he lost, but at least he said a couple of things that got me right. Nothing. I'm not intrigued at all.
I think it definitely tailed off. I thought Hitman's first round was his best round. I thought he got lighter in the second. I thought he got lighter in the third. The same could be said for Cass, but I felt like his third round kind of. Oh, I did mention something because before this, I missed something because before the second round, Cass said, "Man, those sound like mixtape bars." He's like, "You could have said them to anybody." He said, "I'm finna talk to you." Before he started rapping in the second round, and he started speaking directly to Hit. You know what I mean? He's like, let me talk to this nigga. And he was talking to him. His bars were sculpted to Hitman. In that third round, he consistently did that. He had some good schemes in there. His setups were consistent throughout. They fit to the punch. Like he had a whole arm and a shoulder, and he came from the waist when his feet was planted, throwing the punches. Like he was a boxer out there. He was very strategic. Again, it was a drop off in the third round. I felt like the third round was comparable to the second. I give him the same 6 for the third round. I gave the third round to Cass. After the whole recap, I got Cass 30. I got Cass 30, and I mean a clear 30. I don't mean like a gentleman's 30. I mean a dirty 30. I don't feel like Hitman got around. I don't feel like his pen is comparable. Again, I do feel the sentiment of it being a bum fight, but I don't think a lot of that was on Cass' side. I figured some of it was, but not a lot of it, but that's just my opinion. I got Cass winning 30, man. What say of you?
Cassidy did win. Hitman, I had my bet on Hitman. I lost that. He didn't do what I believe he should have done. So I'm going to put in an application, possibly to be his PR agent or to help him write so that he can do it better, so that he can do his next one and really get it in. But Cassidy won.
That's enough said. And you don't want to rate Cassidy's round because this was still part of the bum fight part. Or can you rate this round? Can you give it a rating period?
Cassidy had the best haymakers. They was doing that haymaker, like how he was swinging over the security shoulder.
You saw it, Noble. Y'all saw it.
Lyrically, they was just throwing haymakers, hoping stuff land on the audience.
Right.
He had the best haymakers.
So what did you give it? You give his round a 3 or 4? Did you rate it over a 5? I apologize.
I'm just gonna say he won.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Fair enough. What say of you, Chris?
Yeah, for me, I think his third was his best.
Cassidy's third or Hitman's third?
Cassidy.
You think the third round was the best round?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm not getting into the bar breakdown yet.
Right.
It's right here in front of me, so we're going to do that in part 2 because we ran out of time here. We definitely ran over our time and stuff like that. So, with that being said, we got everybody here saying that Cassidy won. If you rated Cassidy's third round and you said it's his best round and you gave his first round a 7, what would you give to the third?
An 8.
Give the third an 8?
For sure.
Okay, that's respectable. One thing we all agree about here today is that Cassidy won this battle. Last round for Hitman, all right? You got show out to jump in there. kind of caused a little bit of commotion, confusion. I ain't really like that part. He did a little bit too much. I ain't like the fact that Cass got pushed way to the back door. I know you got people that's protecting him, that's standing on the front line, but I just kind of threw me for a loop the way you got pushed to the back. Seemed like some drama was on. There was a lot of pushing in. You know, his side stayed firm.
Hey, no one stop.
All in all, good thing ain't that bad turned out. Hitman brings out Nick Cannon in the third.
Make sure it's right.
Someone should
That's
have.
the reaction. That was tight. That was tight.
That was his high.
It could have been better though. Bars before it, I think the little commotion, the show having a little bit of extra energy. I think the commotion was show having too much energy out there. I think he had too much energy with it. He bumped Cass a little bit too hard, and the dudes jumped in between them. And yeah, he was just extra animated. Hitman wasn't even Cass face like that. But I mean, Cass ain't tripping. He touched Hitman a few times in the battle. I don't know. I mean, the people that he got there was there for what they was there for. So anyway, no drama.
All right, we ready to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, shout out to RBE, man. Overall, I felt like this was a great battle, personally. I thought that this was one of the better Hitmans that I've ever seen. And I think that he just got totally outclassed. I feel like it lived up to the hype. Personally, I do it because I was up for it. I was definitely overly excited once I found out Cassidy won, so that may be part of it. You know, the whole mystique about it, because with Cass being who he is and the disrespect that he's been getting in the battle rap community, regardless of whatever he does in the future, his past is solidified. It's been done already. So I think that it has to be respected. I don't appreciate the disrespect, being a hip hop, I guess, historian, if you would say. Whatever you've done, you've done. You can't take away from that once you've done it. That's just how I feel. And I was glad to see Cassidy step it up in a lot of these battle rappers' eyes and younger battle rappers, and grab some of that fire and mystique back. I wish it was better competition to reflect off of. And there are some things that Cass could do better, and I'm sure he's going to pick that up in the future if anybody gets the bag to pay for him at this point in time. Because with him beating Hitman Holla, I mean, his price is going to go through the roof. And not only with him beating Hitman Holla, with that face-off going over $2 million, and this battle is going to go over $2 million with the pay-per-views that I know that they sold, with the money that was generated from Cassidy being involved. I know that Cassidy will be back. But what the hell is he gonna charge? It's gonna be crazy. Like, he can feel a charge it's probably gonna take a while for them to get the money up to get Cassidy back. You know what I mean? Maybe the URL could do something over there because they got a built-in sponsor with caffeine. But amazing performance by Cassidy. That shit had me up. I know you considered it a bum fight. What about you, LA? Before we close out, let's get your voice in here a little bit more. What did you feel about it overall? You agree the sentiment of bum fight?
Me being a virgin and having my cherry pop, I wasn't impressed at all. That was weak. I don't want a second round.
You don't think they should rematch?
No.
No, I think they should just give it up. Leave it alone.
Leave it to the younger guys now?
I apologize, Ellie. I answered with you, honey. No.
Exactly.
Never again?
No.
Would you all right, let me ask y'all this question. Would you watch a Cassidy's battle again? Would you, I mean, I know you would definitely watch the face-off because you want to see what he's going to say in the face-off. So, could he create that energy again to make you even say, like, I'm going to buy a pay-per-view because Cassidy's the headliner?
No.
Even if it's the undercards are good and Cassie's the headliner, you wouldn't want to purchase a pay-per-view before? Because this is the first one that you ever purchased yourself, saying that I want to watch this battle. So I just want to know. But it wasn't
for Cass.
It was for Hitman.
Right.
Okay, and I think that was the sentiment as well as Noble. Is like he wanted to see Hitman style because this is his forum. New and up to date. But I apologize.
I wanted to see both of them, because I've never actually seen a Cass battle before. So
except
I
for
just
freeway, except for the freeway battle.
I never saw it. I heard it. When I was
okay.
upstate.
Okay.
So now I hear it on the radio, Saturday radio being in the box, whatever, but I never personally saw it. But I wanted to see Cassidy show out because I know that he has the ability to do so. I just thought that Hitman Holla was going to override him because this is what allegedly this is what you do. Right. Okay, so what you do, and you're a specialist in this, I'm expecting you to maneuver as a specialist does, and you did not do it. So as far as me rooting for y'all to come back and do it again, nah. I'll watch another battle from either one, but together, I'm not. No, you have to come out here, do your show, and tell me that I'm missing out on a battle, and then I'll have to go watch it after that.
And to answer your question, well, no, I would not purchase another rap battle event if Cass is on the card.
If Cass is on the card, but what if Hitman's on the card?
Depends on the moment.
Depends on who he's battling.
I definitely would not pay for it.
Okay, but damn, you had Cass winning. You would watch a Hitman battle, but you want? I'm hurt, man. Oh man, I know I got a sound effect for when I'm hurt, don't I?
I'm disappointed in Hitman. Right.
That's pretty sad, man.
Noble, that's how we feel about it. The whole sound effect right there.
Very disappointed.
Right.
Jeez, man, that's bad. But you would watch a Hitman battle. But Noble he said he would watch either one, but as long as they're not together. But you said anything with Cass on it,
I wouldn't pay for it.
Okay.
You asked me would I purchase another event?
Would you pay for it?
No, I would not purchase another event.
Damn, Cass.
I'll watch it.
Damn, Cass. I got you. So even if, what if the undercard is good? Like, what if they got Cassidy battling somebody and Murder Mook battling Daylight and Tay-Rock is battling Geechee Gotti?
You naming all the names I don't even want to see.
Okay.
You're not putting Arsenal on there. I'll pay for Arsenal. I'll pay to see T-Top. I would pay to see Rosenberg again.
Really?
Big K.
Rosenberg over? I know you're a Big K fan. Rosenberg over Cassidy?
Absolutely.
I'm done talking to you. All right. I mean, it's your money, though. I apologize, Cass. Can't tell you where to spend your money. But overall, listen, man, this was great for the culture. It got us here talking about it. So, that's a great thing. And I appreciate everybody tapping in. LA, the 10-man.
Yes, Queen.
Also, the Queen LA, I apologize. Dang, Chris, don't be correcting me. Shout out to Queen LA and also the Queen Chris. We appreciate y'all reflection, the energy, the way that it's supposed to be. That's the only way to bring about positivity. We here, man. We here.
Part.
We appreciate y'all for tapping in. Those of y'all who did. Any comments and things of that nature are always welcome. Please like and subscribe. With that said, we'll get into a little bit of our outro. We are proud to partner with our newest sponsor, Be Financial. For those who look to be financially free, Be Financial can help. With all financial planning from taxes to life insurance and retirement investing, Be Financial will always represent the people. Just text old man to 631-528-2522. That's OLMAN to 631-528-2522, and a representative will be in contact with you. I kind of like that a little bit.
You're listening to The Swerve.
Coming through with third lane, The Swerve.
Yeah, man, keep it moving, man. Or there to support any way I could, man. So what I'm hearing, I like, man. Y'all keep this going. One.
Yes, and again, every Thursday night at 8 o'clock on the Off World Network. Also, you can find us at Caffeine TV. I'm going to put the information up on the screen right there. There's our contact list. We appreciate everybody that's been supporting and all of the support that we get. We encourage you to continue supporting through your comments, through your contributions, through your paying attention and watching, as well as, you know, those people who do submit music and, you know, instrumentals and beats and things of that nature, and the guests that choose to come up on the show. If anybody would like to be a guest, the information's there on the screen. Please connect through the Gmail at the bottom. You can also check out our Third Lanes to Swerve on YouTube. You know, we're at Third Lane on Twitter, Third Lanes to Swerve at Facebook, the Swerve, the underscore Swerve underscore at Third Lane at Instagram, caf.tv/Long Island Shy on Caffeine TV. And right now you're here with Old Man's The Swerve. We don't have Anchor up there, but look us up, man, on Spotify or whatever. Look up Third Lanes to Swerve, and you can get in tune with our podcasts and stuff of that nature. With that being said, Tim, man, would you like to say any words before we get on out?
I wish everyone a good night, man. Appreciate the invitation. Keep it locked. Third Lane. Yo, we really have some special stuff coming up for y'all, man. Y'all keep paying attention. Keep paying attention.
Yes, sir. And we swerving. Anybody else? LA, would you like to take some words out? Throw some words on our way out?
Yes, keep doing what you're doing. I fully support you guys. Third Lane is in the building.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much as well, sis. Chris?
It was a pleasure being here with all of you tonight. You guys know I normally don't come out, but I definitely enjoyed myself. And like y'all said, Third Lane, we moving.
With that being said, y'all know how we do it.
Swerve, motherfucker, swerve, motherfucker, swerve, motherfucker, swerve.